Hey guys, do you have difficulty understanding recursion in Python? How recursion works? Do you want to get a very simple example? Right? So in this video, I'm going to explain step by step with very simple and easy understanding. I'll give you the easy understanding. I can assure you that. And you will be able to understand recursion in detail if you follow the video till the end. Myself Rakesh, and I welcome you back to my channel Automate with Rakesh. Please do hit on the subscribe button and hit on the bell icon to stay up to date with the latest update that I do on a regular basis. Now let's get back to the topic, recursion. Recursion in simple meaning, recursion means calling a function inside the function. Right, that is the exact meaning. So let's start with a very simple example. If I ask you create a function, you will write def, which stands for define, and I'm going to give it a name called function1, and I'm going to pass the value through the parameter n and put a colon mark. So you are defining your function, and I am asking you, hey, don't do anything, simply print n. What do you do? Print the parameter n. So let me come out of it, and I need to call this. So to call it, what I will do, I will take the name of the function and I'm going to pass a value 3. Clear? So what is the output of this, guys? The output is simple 3 because I am calling the function 1. So the output is simple 3. Okay. What if I am going to call the function once again with the name and the parameter n? What would happen here? So what would happen? Let's understand one by one. First of all, it's going to send 3. Then it is going to print 3. Then again it's calling 3. So what will happen? Again it will go. So let's understand how this one is working by putting a break symbol in all over the lines. Okay, and I'm going to hit on run because this understanding is important. Okay, so let's run. Hit on debug in PyCharm, and here what you do, hit on console. Hit on console just to see the output. Now, because from line number 2 to line number 4, this is the entire block of the function here where we have defined the function, and the line number 6 is the place where we are calling the function. So the moment I hit on F8 key, it has directly come to the line number 6 because you know a function definition cannot run until you call its name. So you have called its name here, function1, and you are passing a value called 3, or the argument you are passing is 3. This value would go to the definition line number 2. So what happened? From line number 6 it has jumped to line number 2, and with what value it has jumped? With 3, because we are passing 3. Okay, hit on F8. So what is happening? Because n is 3, it's going to print 3. So the moment I hit on F8, the line will get executed. Line number 3 got executed and it has printed 3. Simple. Now in the line number 4, I am calling the function once again with the value 3. So what it will do, it will go to the line number 2. Anytime you are calling a function, what it does, it always go to the line number 2. Doesn't matter where you call, n number of times you call, it will always go to the line number 2 and it will start, right? So here inside the function I'm calling, this is called recursion, right? Calling the function inside the function is called recursion. So here I am doing the recursion where I'm calling the function here with the value 3. So what would happen? It will go to the line number 2. So hit on F8. Did it go to line number 2? This is important. Okay, once I have an understanding of this, I'll be able to understand rest of the things quite easily. So it went to line number 2 again. What is the n value? N value is 3. It is again going to print 3. So you can see it has printed 3 again. So like that, it will go into infinity loop. So you can see it is printing 3 several times, right? As many times I am hitting on F8 is printing, because it's nothing to do. It will continue till the infinity. But in Python, there is a limit of 1000. So at 1000 is going to stop. So let me stop the execution here, the debug execution. If you simply run it, I'm simply running it. So if you see what happened, it has printed 3 several times, almost 1000, around 993, 94, 92, like that will print. Not exactly 1000, but it will print. So it is saying maximum recursion depth exceeded while calling the Python object. So Python has an inbuilt function where it will stop you when something goes into an infinity loop, because nobody dedicatedly wanted it to go into infinity, right? Nobody wants it to happen in infinite times. So you can see previous line repeated 993 more times. Getting it? So Python will automatically stop you. Okay, so but you understood this logic is creating an infinity loop because there is no condition here. Okay, this much we have understood. Now let's do one more thing. What if I ask you, you do n minus 1? What you do? N minus 1. If you do n minus 1, what happens? First is going to pass 3. 3 will be printed. Then 3 minus 1. Then what would happen? 2. It will send 2. Then 2 will be printed. So let's see that once again in the debug mode, because our initial understanding will build the knowledge. Our initial understanding is important. So I'm again running in the debug mode. Okay, run debug the file, whatever the file name is. Now hit on F8. So the moment I hit on F8, which line it will come? To line number 6. What value it is going to pass? 3. N is equal to 3. What is going to print when I hit on F8? It is going to print 3. Now look at this here in the line number 4. Here in the line number 4, what is happening? 3 minus 1. What it's doing? First it's doing, it is calling the function, and then what value it is passing? 3, because n is 3, right? Minus 1. That means what? It is going to pass 2. Where it will pass? To the line number 2 once again, because it will go like this, right? It will go from here to the line number 2. It will go from here to line number 2. Okay, so if I hit on F8, you will see, look at this. What happened? The 2 value got passed, n is equal to 2. So what is going to print? It is going to print 2. It has printed 2. Okay, very good. Now what value has come? Now the value has come. I'll put a comma, okay, just to make a reference. So what value has come? 2 value has come, minus 1. So what is the output of 2 minus 1? Is 1. So it is going to send 1. Okay, if I hit on F8, what happened? It has sent 1. Now what is going to print? Because the n is equal to 1, it is going to print 1. Now scroll up, okay, slightly scroll up this console button. That's where you will see. Okay, so here you can see 3, 2, 1 it has printed. Now what is the value? What is the value? Comma. What is the value? Function. What it's trying to call? 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. That means it's calling 0. I mean the parameter value is 0. So it will send 0. If I hit on F8, what value it has sent? It has value 0. So what is going to print? 0. Now what is the n value? Is 0. So n minus 1 will become minus 1, isn't it? So here it is, next it is going to call function. What's it's going to call? 0 minus 1. That means 0 minus 1 is what? Is 0 minus 1 is equal to minus 1. So it is going to send minus 1. If you see, if I hit on F8, what is going to send? Minus 1. It is going to print minus 1. Right? If I scroll up, if I hit on F8, the line number 3 got executed and it has printed minus 1. So like that it will continue. Okay, so you can see it is printing like that. It will continue to the infinity loop. Okay, so it is continuing to type. Okay, this much we have understood. What we have understood, let me stop this. What we have understood here, the moment I am writing a mathematical formula n minus 1, when I am doing, what exactly it's doing? It's exactly trying to send one value, new values to it, and it is printing that new value here. So the output here we have seen 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. It must have continued. If you simply execute this, you can see it has continued till 9 minus 992. From it started from 3, and it has continued till minus 992, and it has stopped. So because it has a limit, right, up to 1000 there is a limit, so 993 more times, and then it has stopped with the error. Okay, so this much we have understood how the when somebody is writing function n minus 1, many will have that doubt, what is this n minus 1? So n minus 1, you have understood how the n minus 1 becoming one value, one lesser value, and then it is going here and is printing, because we saw the output also. So this much is understood. Okay, very good. Now let's move on to little more advanced mode. Okay, this much is understood, clear how it is working. Okay, now because it's printing, what is happening is printing till unlimited numbers. What will happen? What would happen? Let me remove all the breakpoints so that it looks decent. Okay, now what would happen if I put a condition here? So I'm going to remove all these comments. Okay, now keep it simple. Now what would happen if I put a condition here before we are calling? I'm saying if n is greater than 1 colon, and again because it is there in the same line, there has to be indent, right? What you do, hit on delete, bring it up, hit on enter. So this will become one block of code. So it will only call because it was printing unlimited times. So I want to stop it with a condition. If n is greater than 1, then only you would do this, n minus 1, otherwise leave it. What I'm saying, only when the n value is greater than, so it was going to minus, right? So only when n value is greater than 1, then only you do it, rest otherwise you leave it, don't call it. So I'm putting a condition. So now if I execute this, what is the output? 3 2 1. Why 3 2 1? Now tell me. Now this, you have to imagine, okay, 3. So what value went? 3. Printed 3. 3 is greater than 1, yes. Then what? 3 minus 1 become 2. So what value is being sent? 2. So it has printed 2. 2 is greater than 1, yes. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. 1 is sent, so printed 1. So the output has 3 2 1. Getting it? So this much concept is clear. Very good. You are actually going one step ahead. You are learning very nicely. Very good. So now we have learned why the 3 2 1 output has come with this condition. Okay, very good. Now we will get to the next step of understanding. What I will do, I'll create a variable called x equals to, what I'm doing, I'm simply adding a variable called x equals to function 1 n minus 1. Simple. What I did till now, you have understood, right? How the 3 2 1 got printed. Here what I'm doing, x is equal to function 1 n minus 1 I did. Now what will happen if I like to print the value of x? That means I'm saying whatever the output of this is coming, you transfer it to the variable x and you finally print the variable x. Getting it? That's all I'm asking. Now let's understand in the debug mode. Okay, let me apply debug mode, because this is very, very important. This is where people will fail. This is where people will not have much understanding. So let me explain. So here in the recursion, how this is working, let me explain. Okay, now I have applied the breakpoints. Let's go to the run, hit on the debug. One by one, slowly we are going. Hit on console. Okay, now here in the console, let's hit on F8. Now I'm into the console. I'm hitting on the F8 key. So what happened? The first value which went is 3. Simple. Now what it's going to do? It's going to print 3. Very simple. We have understood that 3 is greater than 1. Yes. So what is happening here? Here it is better while you are practicing also you write it. Only when you write you will have a proper understanding. So what it is doing? It is doing function. What is the n value now? The first value is 3. So it is doing 3 minus 1. That means it's sending 2. So it has sent 2. If I hit on F8, it will execute and it has sent 2. Correct? 3 minus 1, 2. It has sent 2. Okay. Now hit on F8. So what happened? It's supposed to, if I execute, it has printed 2. N value is 2. It has printed 2. 2 is greater than 1. Yes. Okay. Now what is happening? 2 minus 1. So write this. Okay. Writing this is very important. Function. What I'm doing? 2 minus 1. So what is the output of this? 2 minus 1 is 1, right? 2 minus 1 is 1. So what would happen? The n value will become 1 now. If I hit on F8, what is the n value? The n value is 1. Print n, right? So it is going to print. Now look at this. From print n, if I hit on F8, it has printed 3 to 1. Fine. Fine. Very good. It has printed. Now look at the line number 4. N value is 1. N greater than equals to 1. Does it meet the condition? No, it is not meeting the condition. That means when I hit on F8, line number 4 will not execute. The line number 4 will not execute. Then where it will go, tell me? Will it end or what will happen? Now remember, last time there are two functions were called. Function 2 minus 1. Function 2 minus 1, it has done its job. But again, this function 2 minus 1, has it got any value? When I ask to do something, it should return some value, right? So has it got any kind of a value from here? No, right? It has printed, but again there is no value here. Look at this. This is very important. Now there is no value. So what would happen from here? There are two different functions were sent. Because if you see, the line number 6 was never executed. Every time the function was called, it was jumping to line number 2. Remember, from line number 5, it was always jumping to line number 2. Because you are calling a function. Now after one function, again there is another value, then it is becoming another function. Then again from line number 5, where it is going? To line number 2. Every time from line number 5 to line number 2, it was going until the condition was met. Now the condition will not meet because the n value is 1. If I hit on F8, what would happen? The last two functions which were sent, this is going to have none value. For example, if I hit on F8, now the line number 6 will get executed. For what? The first function which we have sent, function 2, the last function. last in first out. So this will first have the value, then this will have the value. The function 3 2 minus 1 which we have sent, because there is no mathematical formula we have written, or we are not using the return command here. We did not use the return, right? We did not return. So because we are not returning any value, the function 2 minus 1, the output of this one is none. What is the output of this one? The output, sorry, so the output equals to, what is its output? The output of this one is equals to none, because we did not write any mathematical formula as of now. As of now I have not written, so the output is none, right? Because this output is none, the function 3 minus 1 also waiting for this output, right? So this, because this output is none, this output is also will become none, because I did not write. The moment I write a formula, next step I will do that, I will write a formula and the none value will change. So here, because we are not returning any value, the values are still none. So now what happened? The condition did not meet, so it has directly come to the line number 5, because from the line number 5 last time this one was sent, and the value is none because nobody returned a value to this function. So if I hit on F8, what happened? It is going to print the function 2 minus 1 value none. So if you see, if I scroll down, what got printed? None got printed. Now the second function which we had sent prior to that, that's why I asked you to write it one by one. So how many times we have sent? 2 times we have sent. So this one, because the first value is none, it was waiting for the value, even this value has become none. So if you see, if I hit on F8, it will again write none. So how many times none came? 2 times. Okay, Rakesh, why this none is coming? I mean, I want a value, right? Why this none is coming? So first of all, I want you to understand why none is coming. So you understood why none is coming, because we are not returning any value. That's why the none is coming. Okay. What if I will make little bit of change? Okay. Let me remove all the breakpoints. Let me stop it and remove all the breakpoints. Okay. So this one we have understood how the none value is coming. Now let me remove the comment also. Now what would happen below this? I am going to say else colon. What I am saying, else if n is greater than 1, let's say if the starting value itself is 1, so what would happen? It will directly come to else block. If the starting value itself is 1, where it will come? It will not bit, it will not call. So what would happen? The starting value will become 1. So whenever it is 1, I want you to print just 1. So what I will do, I will say x is equal to 1. What I am saying? I am saying x is equals to 1. Okay. Now I'll hit on enter. Remember, here I am not writing under else. I'll come back and I'm writing this one under the definition block, the function 1 block, right? Here I am writing in this line. So the space are very important. Okay, this is part of E block. All these are part of the function block. So in the function block I want to write, so I'll hit on a backspace and here I will say return x. What I'm saying, return x. Where I am saying, where I am writing this, I am writing in the main block. This is important. So in this case, what would happen? You tell me. First, you imagine what is going to happen. So here, okay, let me, yeah. So now what is happening? Look at this. Let's say I am going to pass 1. Start with 1. If I pass 1, what value will go 1? So print, it will print 1. It will print 1. After that, this condition will not meet, so it will not call this, right? It will come to directly the else block. Then x is equal to 1. It will return x. It will return x. So the final output is anyways already printed here, right? Anyways, it's already printed here. So it's going to return x. Now let's say I'm going to pass 3. Let's understand this in debug mode once again. I'm passing the 3 value and I'm going to apply. Okay, I'm going to apply. Nobody will have patience to explain you all these things, but again, good, you are doing good job. You wanted to understand. That's how a developer should be. You need to understand. So I started debug. I'll hit on console. Okay, so what is the value I'm passing? What is the value I'm passing? I'm the passing value 3. So if I hit on F8, it has come to the line number 10. Hit on F8, it went to the line number 2. Anywhere you're calling, it will always go to the definition. So it went to the line number 2. With what value it has gone? With 3. Now what would happen? The 3 will get printed. 3 got printed. Very good. Now 3 is greater than 1. Yes, 3 is greater than 1. Now what would happen? It will come to the if block and x is equal to function 1 n minus 2. So what it's calling? Again write it. Okay, why I'm saying write it? Only when you write you will understand. So what is the n value here? 3 minus 1, right, which is 2. So from here it will not execute the line number 6 or anything else below that. It will directly from line number 5 it will go to 2. So anywhere you are calling a function, it will always go to the definition. Remember this one line. Anywhere you are calling a function, it will always go to the definition of the function, right? So here the line number 2 contains the definition. So here if I hit on F8, with what value it's going to go? 2. So what is the n value? 2. Now it's going to print 2. Now you can see it has printed 3 and 2, right, in the debug mode. Okay, it has printed 3 and it has printed 2. Okay, very good. Now n value is equal to 2. 2 is greater than 1. So again it will come. So what is the value now? Comma, you write it. Okay, this is important. Function, what is the value we are sending? 2 minus 1. So what is 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So n value will become 1. From here it will jump to line number 2. If I hit on F8, the value is 1. So print n. It is going to print n. So you can see 3 to 1 it has printed. Now from line number 4, because it is not meeting the condition, now where it should come? It should come to the else block. So it will come to the line number else block, right? Line number 8. It has come to the else block. In else block, what is happening? I am saying x is equal to 1. What I am saying? X is equal to 1. And below this I am passing the x. So where it went, if you see, last time it was coming none, right, because nobody was returning a value. This time we are returning what? 1. So for 2 minus 1, which is that means function 1, for function 1, what it has happened, it has got a value 1 for this. So there are two functions we have passed. For this one we are returning x, so it has got the value 1. So 1 will pass to this one, so this value, this output also will become 1. So what is the output of this one? Right, so the output of this one is what? 1, because this output depends on this output. So this output also, the output of this one equals to what? 1. So what I am expecting, I want another 2 to be printed below this. Getting it? So the x is being sent. Only when you write a formula, the output will be different. Otherwise, if I am not writing any formula, whatever x value is equal to 1, I am returning. So 1, 1, 1 will print. So there are two functions which were been sent previously. For that, the first one become out 1, and they say output of this one is equals to output of this one. So it become 1. So 1, 1, 1 has been passed. So if I run this, sorry, what did I do? Cancel. So if I hit on F8, what is happening? It has gone here, right? The output is 1. It will print 3 to 1. After that, it will print another 1. If you see, it has printed another 1. Now again it is returning x. So again it will go. The output is x is equal to 1 for this function, for the previous sent function, and it is going to print 1. Getting it? So how it has printed? 3 to 1, 1. So this much you have understood, right? Okay, very good. Now let's get on to that, because I am sending a value, it is doing. What will happen if I am writing an expression? So this much I understood, Rakesh, how the return only, if you are not returning any value, then it will print n, none for a number of functions previously sent. If you are returning a value, whatever value you have sent, that is going to print. This much I have understood. Now let's understand in much deeper way. What if I ask you, let me stop this, okay? This is understood. Okay, now let me remove all the breakpoints. Now let's come to the real scenario. What is the real scenario? You have heard about factorial, right? For example, if I ask you factorial of what I'm asking you. Okay, so I'm asking you calculate the factorial of 5. So what you do? So factorial of 5 is equals to, you multiply 5, below that there is another number, right, into 4, below that another number, right, 3, then below that another number 2, then below that another number 1. So when you multiply 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, I think the value is 120, because I remember this particular number. But again, if you multiply using calculator, right, it will get 120 output, right? If I ask you factorial of 4, or let's say factorial of 3, what will you do? First you will multiply 3, then into you will do 2, then into you will do 1. So what is the into 1? Okay, until 1 you will do. So 3 into 2 into 1 is equal to what? 6. The factorial of 3 is 6. Okay, so I will need to achieve this. Okay, I need to achieve this. So what I will do, First of all, let's try with 3, because 3, you don't have to go through multiple iteration. It's easy to understand. So we'll go with 3. So the output should be 6. Okay. So what I will do, first of all, I don't want to print here anything. So I'll remove that. Okay. So I have a condition if n is greater than 1. If n value is greater than 1, then what you do, I'm going to remove all this. Okay. This explanation I'm going to remove. So x is equal to function 1, n minus 1 is going to call that. But here what I want to do, because we need a multiplication of that with the below 1 number, right? So the same formula I'll apply. So the value will remain in n into function n minus 1. Does it meeting? So multiple times it will come, because here it is a kind of a recursion is happening, right? It is calling the same thing again and again. So the value will keep on decrease, and the same formula will get applied. Okay, now we will see, okay, how everything is working. We will see. So whatever the output has come over here, right, whatever the output has come over here, that going to stay. So I'm not going to print anything over here. I'll keep it simple. Okay, so the output is going to stay in x. Okay, and with the same condition what we have done, final output would be printed here. So if I say print, instead of printing inside the definition, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. Now first of all, let me show you the output. Okay, so what is the output? 6. If I send 5, I'm going to explain, don't worry, I'm going to explain. 5, what happened? 120. If I send 4, is 24, right? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, if you do, it is 24. So it is giving the proper factorial output. So if I say 20, execute, it is printing the, oh my god, it's a bigger number, right? If I print 1, if I send 1, the factorial, so 1 means x is equal to 1, the output will be 1, right? 1. If I send 2, 2 into 1 is equal to 2. So how this one is working, let's understand. Okay, now till now we have got an understanding. Let me pass 3. Easy to understand how the flow is working. So I'm passing 3. Okay, so 3, let's apply the breakpoints everywhere. Okay, now run, hit on debug on PyCharm. Let's understand the recursion. Go to console, and here I'm going to hit on F8. So where it will come to the line number 8. Anytime a function is called, it will always go to the definition of the function, which is there in line number 2. So the value first sent was n is equal to 3. Okay, so 3 is greater than 1. Yes, condition met. So it will come to the inside the block, and inside this block, what I am doing, I am saying n into function n minus 1. Function n minus 1, I always want you to write it here for understanding. So what is the value it is sending? It is sending 3 minus 1. Getting it? What is the n value? 3 minus 1 it is sending. Okay, now 3 minus 1 is equal to 2, so that means sending 2. So if I hit on F8 from here, instead of going down, it will go to the definition number 2, because the function is called. Anytime function is called, it will always go to the definition line. So it went there. Okay, so 2, so the value is 2 now. So what is the output? 2 is greater than 1. Yes, condition met. Again it will come. So what is here? Again it is calling the function one more time. Okay, it is calling the function one more time. What is the how it is calling? 2 minus 1, like, because the value n value is 2, so 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So what value will go to the top to line number 2 is 1. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So if I hit on F8, what happened? The n value is 1. So if n is greater than 1, so here what, the moment it comes to the line number 3, this condition will not meet, because else if it is not, n is greater than 1, only then it will come here. Because it's not meeting the condition, it will go to the else block. In else block, what we are doing, we are simply assigning x is equal to 1. When I'm assigning x is equal to 1, what last time the previous function which was executed is nothing but function 2 minus 1 was executed. So what would happen? The x is equal to 1, so this 1 will go here, so the output will go here. Getting it? 1 will go here. So the output of this one is now 1. So what would happen if I hit on F8? What happened? The x will become 1. Do you see? Or it is showing you the output x is equal to 1. Now if I hit on F8, it has come to the line, and because the output of function 2 minus 1 is equal to 1 and the n value is equal to 2, because n is 2, right? N is 2, but the output is 1. So what it is doing? N 2 into what exactly it's doing? It is doing 2 n into output of function 2 minus 1 is 1. So 2 into 1 is equal to what happens? Is equal to 2. So the output of this one, the first previously sent function, is 2. Okay, getting it? So because it's 2, this 2 will get transferred here, so this become the output of this function. So the output of this is 2, but the n value is 3. So what would happen here? 3 into 2, it will do 3 into 2. So because n value is 3, look at, that's why I told you to write 3 minus 1, so you know the n value. The n value when the function was sent was 3. The output is 2 because the output is carried from the previous sent function, right? So 2, so 3, n value is 3 into the output of this one is 2. So the what is the result? The result is 6. So 6 has been passed. So what would happen? The x value is 6 now. The final x value is 6 now. So if I hit on F8, where it will come? It will directly come to the return block because this is part of the definition. So it will come here. So what is the final value? 6. So 6 will come here in the line number 8 and get printed. So F8, okay. Okay, so final. So I did not do F8 last time. So you can see x value is 6. So x value has come over here, and finally it has printed 6. Getting it? And the same logic would apply whatever number you enter, 5. So if I enter on 5, the same logic will apply and the output will become 120. Okay, so this took a lot of time for us to understand recursion, but again, one who has got an understanding, I'm pretty sure you will not be afraid. You are pretty sure how things are working, and you know if things are failing, why it is failing. So all these things I have explained pretty well. Okay, so when you're returning, ensure the return is always written in the part of the definition block, not inside the else or x. Okay, this is how you will be writing a factorial code. So thank you guys for watching this, and I hope this must have added a lot of knowledge on recursion in Python. Please do subscribe to my channel. Please do support, guys. Okay, your support is definitely required, which will motivate me to work more. So please do support by subscribing. Please do hit on the bell icon to stay up to date with the latest content that I upload. So take care. We are going to once again meet in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.